Thursday afternoon on Radio West Fife, Channel 1 at the Queen Margaret Hospital, and I have to confess, I have absolutely no idea what the phone lines were doing there, but we've managed to track Andrew down anyway. Mr. Andrew Malloy, good afternoon, how are you doing?
Hi David, how are you?
Not bad at all, not bad at all. I have no idea what was going on there, it was all just these funny echoing noises and beeps and pips, but we've got you now.
Excellent.
And you're here to chat about your new book, Frantic.
Yes.
Until I read the email the other day, your name was a new name to me. Is this your first publication?
It is. This is the very first one of many, I hope.
Good.
We'll see how it goes.
And what made you actually put pen to paper and start writing?
It's always something I've always been interested for the last 20, 30 years or so. I actually started to do something about it, say even about 25 years. I didn't really seem to get anywhere at the time, so I shelved a lot of things happening, and I ended up, there was quite a few things happening in my life at the time, so it kind of got shelved for a while.
So this has been on the go for quite some time
then?
Yes,
it's a project that's been mulling about for a while. I've decided just to sit down and do something about it. So a couple of years ago, this is actually my second book. The first one's in cold storage at the moment, but the second one was accepted by a publisher and published on the 26th of January this year, so it's off and running.
Without telling us too much, what is the gist of your new book, Frantic?
It's a crime thriller. It's the crime thriller genre. It's about an accountant who's wrongly implicated in the murder of an American drug dealer in Glasgow. The drug lord in charge of the dealer, he knows that his father is a millionaire and he anticipates trouble. So when the accountant is framed for the murder, they send over a skilled assassin to take revenge, and the target's obviously this accountant. The accountant's name's Will Monroe. So one of the cops in charge realises that there's something not right here, and he tries to protect Monroe, but at the same time he's trying to catch the ones who are responsible for the murder. So of course this assassin from America lands on their doorstep, causes mayhem, and at the same time there's a couple of other different twists and turns happening at the same time. People are getting bumped up everywhere, both police and drug lords. So it's quite a kind of hunting, shooting, fishing, shoot 'em up type kind of book, you know.
It all sounds very intriguing.
Yes,
whereabouts do your ideas come from?
The recesses of my brain, I'm afraid. Sometimes you maybe see an odd programme on the telly and you think, well, that looks quite good, quite a good idea, and then you try and expand on it, and I'm afraid it's the dark masses of the brain. That's exactly where it comes from, yeah.
So who would you say is your favourite author and why?
Quite a few. It's crime. It's crime fiction that I've always kind of read. A couple of the Scottish ones are pretty good. Ian Rankin, Val McDermott, of course, are the kind of famous ones. But I tend to read a lot of the American style. James Patterson, Richard Montanari is good. Jeffrey Deaver is another favourite as well.
And back to the book, what type of person do you think would enjoy your book the most?
Funnily enough, I read somewhere that women tend to like these books more than men. You know, I think about 70% of the crime thriller readership tends to be women. Probably the least you would expect kind of thing. You know, you'd expect a kind of big brawny man to read these kind of things, but it's not that. It's women tend to read more than men. Now,
I would imagine your book would require a great deal of research. Have you met any big names during that sort of research?
I haven't, unfortunately, no.
Right, okay, back to you then.
Yep.
I'm reading here that you were actually born in Cardiff, where your father played football for the local team.
That's correct, yes.
You now live in Denny. Can you tell us a little bit about the journey in your life?
The family all came from the kind of Stirlingshire area, Denny, Hags, Bonnybridge, Banknock, that kind of area.
Mm-hmm.
And of course my dad playing football, they end up as kind of wandering nomads, a couple of years here and 2 or 3 years there kind of thing. So we ended up in Dundee first. Before I was born, my mother and father moved up to Dundee. He played with the team up there, Dundee, and then transferred down to Cardiff in the mid-50s. And I was born in 1957 in Cardiff, just because he happened to be playing down there at the time. So they were a good side in that team. They were a first division team. They're actually knocking on the door again this year for promotion. But he's got a lot of stories as well. In fact, that's going to be the subject of my fourth book, I should say. I've actually got another book as well.
On to the next question I was actually going to ask. How would you say these events in your life have affected or influenced what you've written in your books?
That's not had any influence at all. I wouldn't like to say that my private life has anything to do with with what I've written in the book. You know, it's just, as I say, it's sort of the dark recesses of the brain that's brought these characters in. As I say, the next project I'm looking at is a book about my dad, a biography about my dad's football career. Obviously, he was known as a kind of hard man at the time, which is probably a wee bit unfair because he could play football a bit as well. He was a kind of uncompromising centre half.
And you're talking to the wrong person about football.
All right.
I am absolutely clueless, I must confess. I don't even know what a centre half is.
We're off into a tangent. That's for another day then, David.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. So, Andrew, I think it's only fair that you have a shameless plug of your book. You have got 30 seconds to sell it. Go for it, mate.
If you're looking for a page-turner with plenty of intrigue, lots of twists and turns, a bit of killing, a bit of shooting, swordplay, that kind of stuff, you know, you don't need to look anywhere else. 400 odd pages. I've been told it's good. So
how can people get hands on their copy on a copy of your book?
The easiest way to do it is online. Amazon, Waterstones, W.H. Smith, Tesco.
Do you have a website or Facebook or anything with links?
Haven't. No, unfortunately, I'm actually in the process of setting that up at the moment. It hasn't come up yet, but I'll be looking at that in the very near future. I'm not very much of a techie, to be honest. You know, I tend to take a back seat when it comes to that. I'll maybe let my wife deal with that, if you can set that up for me.
Now, I'm really going to put you on the spot just now, because you've sent us a copy of the book to give away. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, you got it in okay, David?
I received it this morning, so I've not really had a proper look at it yet. Very interesting cover. Perhaps you could set a question. First listener in, shall we say, with the correct answer could maybe take that book away.
Yep. Oh, goodness, aye.
Right. I told you I was going to put you on the spot.
Yeah, I try to think of a question, I don't know.
Right, I'll tell you what, we'll come up with something off air, and I'll put it out there, and I'll let you know exactly how we get on.
Yeah, that's fine, David.
Andrew, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to Radio West Fife today, and all the best with the book sales.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me on, Dave.
Radio West Fife.